Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the DeFi Exchange. Today we have Markus Laeng, who's a core contributor to the Youves platform. Markus, lovely to have you on today.
Thank you, Mike. Nice to meet you as well. My name is Markus. I'm working on the Youves project, and I'm a long-time Tezos contributor, a long-time Tezos fanboy, and finally decided to work in an area where I can really work on stuff and build stuff on Tezos together with very talented developers.
Amazing. Youves is the biggest DeFi platform on Tezos right now by TVL. Talk us a little bit about the Youves platform, from the start into what it is now.
So Youves started in 2021 as a synthetic asset platform where you can mint synthetic assets. And a synthetic asset is basically an asset that tracks some external value, for example, the US dollar or Bitcoin. And how it works is that you have to put down some collateral and you can mint a certain amount of synthetic asset. Of course, you have to be over collateralized for security and risk reasons. So why would you do that? People do that for different reasons, right? So for example, you want to keep your Tez tokens because you think they will grow in value over time. And at the same time, you probably want to take part in a token sale or something else. So what you could do is then you could put down your Tez as a collateral, mint some UUSD, which is a synthetic US dollar, and then trade that for whatever you want to trade it. So essentially, in that case, you would borrow UUSD from the platform. And of course, this is all involved with risks. So it could be that the value of your collateral devalues, and then it will have some consequences. You will be at least partially liquidated at some point. But that's more or less how most of the borrowing and lending platforms work in the DeFi space. And it's also how Youves works. What we learned over the years is that people are mainly doing that to speculate. So they think that a certain asset raises over another asset over time, and then they try to play some strategies in order to make profits over time. So we realized that people are using it far more to speculate than just to mint and to for some different reason. So they are doing it mainly for trading reasons in the end. And that's also a bit what we want to change with Youves over time. So Youves, our front end, has grown over time. It grew a bit complicated. It is a bit slow by now. But what we are working on is that we work on a new trading front end that will allow people much more to do these directional bets. So they will be able to go long or short, for example, on Bitcoin, on the new trading platform. And we build all of that on top of the battle-proof smart contracts that we already have for Youves. And we expect to finish this over the course of this year. Yeah, and we're really excited to transform Youves into the next level of DeFi platform on Tezos.
Amazing. And I mean, from what I've understood, essentially, it will be easy to trade perpetuals, right? That's ultimately what the Youves team is building towards. Would that be accurate?
Yes, exactly. So what you will still be able to mint and to do whatever you want with it, but you can also use the platform for trading reasons. And you could also have a role as a liquidity provider there and then earn some of the rewards from trading fees, for example, or from interest rate from people who mint or essentially open positions on the platform. So there will be different roles and different user types that we hope to welcome on the new platform as it is now as well. But I think these roles will be much clearer in the future, and the front end should really accommodate these people. And also we really try to make sure that the front end follows certain like de facto industry standards that we see now. People are used to some things from other platforms, well-known platforms or big platforms. And we also try to create a front end experience that people are used to and is not confusing and people get into it very quick. Yes.
So it's more like a simplified experience, right? It's not to have too many steps in the process, making it easier for a trader to essentially interact with the market.
Definitely, yes. And it should have like known paths so that a user which has experience from other DeFi platform will have no problems to come in and directly start to use the platform.
And that definitely aligns with a more trader-centric view of interacting with understanding the trader's needs and requirements. So that's aligns perfectly. Thanks for that, Markus. Maybe talk us through some recent announcements which have launched, but like gold. Would love to hear more about what has landed in the Youves pipeline.
Yes, so the Youves engines are basically capable of, or let's say the contract or the template we use for our engines is basically capable of tracking any external value. All we need is an oracle that reports some external value from the outside in a way that it's not possible to manipulate this oracle itself. It has to provide verifiable prices from different APIs. And we do that with oracles from Accurist, which have proven to be battle-proof as well. So having these contracts and these oracles, we are basically capable of tracking any external value. And what we recently did is that we started a synthetic asset for gold. So what we do is we track the gold price, 1 troy ounce of gold, from several APIs and marketplaces. And we use that as an input for our engines. And the engines are the smart contracts which allow you to mint synthetic gold assets or synthetic gold tokens. We call them UXAU. And what is new there is that these prices for gold, they are off during weekends because gold markets are off during weekends. And that's something that people in crypto are not too familiar with because crypto markets are 24/7 open. The gold market is not. So this added some additional difficulty or complexity to implement. But yeah, we did it and it works. It's just the case that during weekends, for example, when markets are off, you cannot mint, but you can always close your position, independent if markets are open or closed. Then what we also introduced with it is we call it a target flat curve swap. So on Youves, we already had flat curve dexes, which allow you to trade tokens one against the other. And they are following a flat curve, which means that for bigger trades, you have less slippage. And we use the same flat curve, but this time the center of the curve is the price of gold that we get from the outside. So we set the center of the curve to the price of gold every time we get a new price through the oracle. And this essentially means that the liquidity will be concentrated around the external price of gold. And this is quite a novelty that we introduced. It works quite nice. So if you observe the UXAU to USD swap on Youves, then you will see that it really follows the price, the externally reported price of gold. And yeah, it seems to work quite nice. And of course, we are interested in exploring what other assets could synthesize in the future. In theory, you could synthesize anything. You could synthesize the price of, like, let's say, energy or whatever, but not everything makes sense. So we will slowly move into adding more assets where it makes sense. And I'm pretty sure we will also launch some experiments down the road where we really try to track a synthetic asset that is very interesting for traders, but that is probably uncommon. We'll see.
So, I mean, that's quite exciting. I mean, I'm really looking forward to the next quarter. I think for the users watching, it's really one to look out for. Very excited for what's to come. Markus, will you be at any upcoming conferences, anything on the roadmap? I think there's the CV Summit also happening out in Switzerland. Will you and the team be around?
We do not have definite events yet on our plan, but follow us on Twitter and then you will certainly find out where you can meet us. And also join our communities on Discord and Telegram. That's also where we hang out in order to keep touch with our users.
Perfect. What we'll do is in the description we'll add all the social channels of Youves. And Markus, thank you very much for your time today. And yeah, hope you have a lovely afternoon.
Thank you, Michael. Same to you.